end.
Oh my God, look at you guys. You made a big old effort. I've been clapping away like this for about the last half an hour because they don't stop. They don't stop in my street. It's like, oh bless. I mean,
How are you coping with the lockdown, Cheryl? Are you all right?
yeah, I'm all right. I've been a bit busy doing my own little project and had the lovely Cheryl Baker on yesterday, so that was really cool. I'm ready for Eurovision this week, but no, it's been all right. I've got my son here. Unfortunately, my husband's stuck in another country, so we're kind of like, well, actually, unfortunately, it's all right. It's all right. But for me and my son, my son. I have to explain. My son's at Lipper in Liverpool doing his drama and his film and his God knows what. I live up north now, so I'm a northerner. I'm not a southerner anymore. And well, I just have to explain that I knew that my son. I've always known my son was gay, but the amazing thing was when I came home very about a couple of years ago. And he was in my dress. And then I wasn't really shocked, but I kind of was like, why does that look better on him than it does on me? And I'm not understanding that kind of process. I don't get that. So we had a good old couple of hours trying on my dresses and him going, oh, God, Mum, you got terrible taste. Look at that. That's awful. So, yes.
So my gosh, that's amazing. I think that's something that both Special K and I can both associate with. I'm sure our mums have both walked in on this in high heels, handbags, hoovers and everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know what, I'm so pleased because obviously I've been to Gay Pride with friends since I was probably about 15, and I kind of always remember a friend of mine saying, my best friend said, if you ever have children in the future, how would you feel if your son or daughter turned out to be gay or lesbian? And I went, I can't wait. We are like the best of friends. And then I was so excited. I went, I'm going to take you to your first Pride. And he went, no, you're not. No, you're not. And I went, what do you mean, no, I'm not? And he went, no, I'm going to Pride on my own with my friends. And it's like that's the worst bit about him telling me he was gay was that I couldn't go to his Pride.
Oh, of course you do. Yeah. And like you said, I think it's true, like what Crystal said, our mums knew always knew. Mums know always, you know, they get it, they understand it. So baby, listen, so you've been doing other stuff as well. We will talk about the EastEnders thing, but I mean, that was like a million years ago when they kissed.
Trillion, yeah.
Oh my God! I mean, Susan, I was talking today to Crystal, and I was saying how many comedy awards you won.
Yeah.
And your actual background in comedy is amazing. Hello, you know, Little Miss Jocelyn. You know, you got Little Britain. Yeah. I don't think people realise that your comedic acting, you know, was so much before, wasn't it? You went into EastEnders.
Yeah, it was really. I mean, I couldn't even admit, I think, to before them even. My very first television job was being, I don't know if you girls can remember, but Beadle's About years ago.
Yeah.
And I was one of those horrible prankster people. But because I've always been a big built, chunky kind of girl, in my early 20s, I was playing mother-in-laws or mothers of the bride. It was that kind of fat girl funny role, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I remember sort of going, I wonder if this is how it's going to be. Do you know what I mean? I was kind of like, I wonder if this. And then the next thing after that was something like Hale and Pace, and I thought, oh yeah, okay, it's going to be funny comedy. Yeah. They're going to use me for that. And I just thought, you know what? I'm not going to be one of these that go, I think it's disgusting, because I think Hattie Jakes made a very good living out of being a wonderfully sexy, larger lady.
Oh,
and I just think, you know what? I'm not. I embrace it. Embrace who you are, what you are. Tall, short, big, fat, black, white, gay, straight, or whatever the other boxes.
But also for you, the thing is that away from the actual way that we look, your comedy, your timing, it's a skill. I always say, we can't, we go on stage and we do our act and everything, and we have to change it constantly. We have to watch, stand up or whatever. When you're acting comedy, I think it's one of the hardest skills to do. Do you agree?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't call myself I couldn't do stand-up comedy. Yeah. People have said to me, Cheryl, you could go into a club and do stand-up comedy. I go, I couldn't. So that's a different ball game. And even, you girls going and doing your shows, you have to have, so you have to have balls. You have to have,
there you go. It's a weird one, I mean, because you do panto, don't you? And I think with pantomime, because we do pantomime every year, Plain Ugly Sisters, I don't know why, to be fair. But I mean,
you seriously beautiful. I'm looking at both of you. I'm honest to goodness, because I've seen you as your other alter egos in not so female bodies, and I just think, I say.
Do you know my friend Abby? I'm sure that you've done a pantomime with Abby.
Abby, yes.
It's adorable.
Good. Oh my God. See you. And I think you're in Norwich, aren't you?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Can I tell you something about Norwich that I know?
Go on.
Well, I grew up in a place called Peterborough.
Yes.
Not that far.
No, it's not.
Not that far. And is Norwich still classed in Norfolk?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Because I cycled on a bike when I was 16 from Peterborough to Diss in Norfolk on my first holiday, 73 miles in one day. I was still dying on that. I was 16 and did it. But the thing is that when we were at school, I was in a band because I play a lot of instruments, and we entered a thing called the TSB, as in that bank in the old days, a TSB rock competition, and it was held in Norwich, and we got a school bus, and we had to come to Norwich to do this competition with Mike Reed, who was the famous DJ at the time.
Yeah, Radio 1, yeah.
And some other people. Oh gosh, what's that American one? He's all right, is he? I don't know. Anyway, he was there. Anyway, Gambacini was there. Was there, and anyway, we won in Norwich, and it was one of those things that everybody was kind of like dissing Norwich, and we was going, nah, it's the place where you win like rock competitions, mate.
Yes, it is. To be fair, Special K was probably presenting it. She's been around for a while. That girl, she was probably there. She looks good for her age, though. She does.
She does. Look at her. Love her. A lot of work done there, I can see.
There's no work done. And honestly, I've got so much lighting underneath me. I tell you, I'm scorching alive.
I've got nothing anywhere, but it's very hot wherever. I tried to. My son gave me a light because this room is terrible for anything. It's not one of those passion rooms. It's one of those basic rooms we use, and like I've got this really hot. I have to just reach it. In fact, be very careful I don't burn myself. He's giving me this, and like if I hold it there, it look like something from I don't know where. I'm going there. Like nothing is good unless I hold it there, and maybe that's not even where do I hold it that I'm going to get anywhere. I don't know. I'm going to get nowhere now. I've got nothing. Look, I can't put it back. It's bloody hot. Anyway.
Wow.
Oh, I love you.
So,
I love you.
Of your massive plethora of work that you've done, have you got a role that sticks out in your mind as like your favourite role to play that you've ever done, and if you could go back to play her again?
Well, clearly Ev was pretty major, but oh gosh, it's really hard, isn't it? I've just been doing Menopause the musical. And she was pretty fun to play. She was Earth Mother, and she was a bit hippified, and I kind of grew the hair, especially for the hippie bit of it, really. But I don't know. I've been in so many things. I've been so blessed and so lucky, and so I can't explain. I've just been so lucky to be asked to do things, and even if they were like sort of walk-on parts or a couple of little one-liners. It doesn't matter because I've worked with some amazing people. And now I've always wanted to go in the jungle because I've always wanted to jump off out of a helicopter on a man's back. I've just fancied it. It's just one of those things to do.
Yeah.
And I've always, Yeah, and I've got a little game plan. I'd love to go in the jungle and where everybody's like striving away and doing all these chores. I just want Ant and Dec to give me the food, and I will eat the nice food and pretend that I haven't. I'll go, I couldn't do it, girls and boys, and my belly will be full. That's all I care about.
The squirrels will make it happen.
I'd love to make it happen. I mean, I can't tell you. I read The Secret, and there's only so many boards you can put up with your future things you want to do on it. You know, it's getting a bit bowed at the minute. Getting out.
It's a weirdo time. Oh, darling. So what do you want to do next? What would you say was your thing? You said about your bucket list. What would be the thing that you would go, yep, that's what I want. This is the next thing.
Yeah, next. I mean, I keep saying I would love to be in another drama, another soap, because I live up north now. So I'll start talking like that up here and see if they'll get me in Corrie. Do you know what I mean? Hey, you love, all right. I could do it, Corrie. I could do that. That's all right. But the thing is that suddenly, weirdly, after doing these kind of chatty things we're doing, and you must know it yourself, that it's actually, I would love to do some sort of proper life, telling the people stories, get in your houses, have a cup of tea and a biscuit or two, and find out about you guys. Who, hands up, who wants me to come to their house? Me.
That's true. I mean, I think there's nothing. I mean, it's that queer as folk thing, isn't it? There's nothing so queer as folk. And the fact that there are more stories out there which haven't been written, you know, which people are living every single day. You know, stories are being lived. Yeah. And it would be really lovely for you to go in there and say, okay, well, tell me what your story is.
Stories, and I would like to kind of form a monologue and form it a bit like an Alan Bennett thing, or shall we do a play around it, or let's write a song about that, or let's get a rapper in and rap your life, you 80-year-old lady who's probably you know, that kind of thing. I want to patent something like that and go out and do that and get the community to work on those pieces. Do you know what I mean? I don't want professionals to do it, because I think there's skills everywhere. So I would like it to be a community thing and a real life kind of thing presented by a load of me and my mates. Yeah. Whether they're faces or not faces, whether you know them or not, who are real people, who are down to earth, you know, not pretend down to earth people, proper ones.
Actual down to earth.
Yeah, ones who have been skint, ones who have, you know, had to like be with their mates and swap a loaf of bread for a potato. Do you know what I mean? And you know.
So, you know, the thing is, do you think that with the lockdown, it's given people an opportunity to step back? It's given people an opportunity to reflect and think, where do I want to go next? You know, what decisions am I going to, you know, I don't know. It's a real personal pause.
Well, have you done it, girls? Have you, what is it? I mean, are you isolating on your own? Do you have people with you? I mean, it does.
Yeah, I'm with my family, so I'm quite lucky. And you're with your partner, aren't you, Crystal?
I am. I'm with my partner, but I'm still going out and working as well. I work in a bank during the day.
Right. Okay.
So we literally worked right through this whole lockdown thing when it all came out. So you kind of, it puts a lot into perspective, especially my mum being part of the NHS as well. So she's out looking after elderly people, and it really kind of puts everything into perspective.
It's a really weird thing, because I'm holding this light here like
I love your light. I'm living for your light. I'm actually living.
That hand's getting a bit achy now. It's me frozen shoulder side. I'll have to go this way now. Look, it tilts and everything, this lamp. Look, it did that. It does that all by itself.
It's been gorgeous talking to you, Angel. We love you. And after all the LD has finished, we will meet up and have a little catch up and love you.
Yeah, and I'll be watching out where you're doing all your bits and pieces and pop along. And thank you. Thank you. And thanks for having me on. Seriously. Honestly, I'm humbled and privileged. Thank you, girls. Thank you.